Okay, so what is hype and what are facts? And how can you get in a situation where facts are called hype? Well, hype is when we're just exaggerating something, hyperbole, oh, this is the greatest, show on earth. This is the greatest movie ever made or whatnot, as opposed to facts. Well, okay. France sends 2,000 men uh, to Ukraine, which Macron said he's going to do. And Russia has published its thresholds for using nuclear weapons, which are a bit lower than other countries, or at least what other countries have published. Who knows what they really are? So these are facts. So if you combine two facts, and somebody says, "Well, no, I don't think that's going to happen. It's just hype." Let's just look at it. Why would it be hype when you have a certain escalatory path that can happen? Say France sends 2,000 men in there. The Russians start attacking it. French Air Force comes in to provide air support, shoots down Russian planes. Russians shoot down some French planes. Um, Macron calls Article 5, invokes Article 5. A few of the other frothers, like the Baltic states and Poland, decide to get involved. Pretty soon, they figure, well, we got to strike the Russian air bases with missiles, and the Russians say, oh well, we got to strike the NATO air bases with missiles where these planes are coming from. And pretty soon, you have an accident. Say, okay, we hit one of the bases where the Russians hit one of the bases where the Americans have nuclear weapons. Um, or the NATO forces hit the Russian bomber bases and take out some of their strategic bombers, which the Russians don't have a lot of compared to, say, in the United States. And pretty soon, triggers an existential threat to the Russians or to the NATO because our nuclear deterrence is being struck. So someone starts using tactical nukes, or you have an error. We got cruise missiles coming for our where our strategic weapons are kept, our nuclear weapons, or our submarines, or our nuclear bombers. And is it conventional cruise missile? Is it nuclear cruise missile? Do we dare take a chance? So the whole thing can escalate, and pretty soon you have tactical weapons being used. And it can then from there, it starts escalating because, well, if they use one tactical weapon, we got to use two. And better yet, we need to take out their launchers and their other delivery systems before they launch more tactical nuclear weapons at us or even strategic nuclear weapons at us. Therefore, a bunch more missiles come over. The other side figures, oh my God, we better use them or lose it. And before we know it, we're having all-out global thermonuclear war. This escalatory process has been mapped out by many good writers, many good analysts, and from Kuhn on thermonuclear war to Ellsberg on the doomsday machine. The Russians themselves have published what would be their red lines, and if that happens, they will use nuclear weapons. The West sure has its red lines. Probably the real ones are probably a lot more liberal than the ones that are published. And before you know it, we're off to the races. Is this hype or is this risk? I think it's a risk. It's not hype. If these processes occur and this escalation starts occurring, it can only end one way in global thermonuclear war. So when you're looking at facts and extrapolating those facts, it is a risk, it is a potentiality. It's not hype. Anyways, please comment if you agree or disagree and subscribe and like. Bye for now.